Hi, it's the Rawesome Vegan Gal here, and today I'm doing a video for a company called the Australian Carob Company, and I will have a link below to their website that share everything about what they offer, what they do, and this is actually the introduction video to their products, and then I'm actually going to be doing for each individual product that they gave me, and this is the box of goodies they gave it to me. Australian Carob Company, you can see that, and then I'll do some individual videos with recipes. So I wanted to first thank the folks at the company, the owners, founders, and growers. We'll talk more about their company and the products. Michael and Jam, Jolly, and also Stevie. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I might be pronouncing it wrong, so I apologize. And then there's also Nigel and Madeline. They wrote me a little note here, so that's why I have the names. So I am going to first tell you a little bit about the company. I did look up a lot on their website and also about the benefits of Carob, which some I didn't even realize that there were so many benefits. And then I have some background with Carob myself from my younger years. So we'll get all that in. It might be a little bit of a longer video, but I wanted to make sure I get you all this information because it's very important when you're using a product too. I like for people to be educated about it, not just like here it is and here and that's it. So it's important to know, and Carob has a lot of nutritional benefits that a lot of people might not be aware of. So this is a company that's based in, as I said, it's called the Australian Carob Company. So it's based in southern Australia in a place called, hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, Boobarowie. I might be pronouncing it wrong, so I apologize. So that's the name, and they have an orchard there, a carob orchard. And when they started, which was a little over I think 20 years ago, they had a 76-acre block of land, and now they have 6,000 trees, which is amazing. So carob grows, it's a fruit on a tree. It doesn't maybe look like a fruit that you usually see, but it is a pod, and it has seeds in it. So what they do is they do what they call a farm-to-table approach. They do everything there. And their mission, I love their mission statement, is to produce the best quality and sweetest tasting carob while maintaining respect for the environment, because they do everything with sustainable farming. They don't use pesticides, no insecticides. They do everything in-house, so to speak, meaning everything is there. They grow it, they harvest it, they process it, and they package it. So it's all done there. And they only do carob. So what is the benefit of that is that there's no contamination. You don't have to worry about allergens, like people might be allergic to different things. So it's nut-free, gluten-free, no added sugar, no additives, no preservatives, no colors. So that's very unique that they do everything there. So there's a guarantee. And they're also USDA certified organic, Australian organic, kosher, vegan. So all the good things that you would want. And also what's very interesting too, most people have with carob is that they're used to seeing the powder, the carob powder, if you use carob powder, made from the seeds. This is actually made from the pods. And they, again, you'll have to go on the website to get more detail, but I'm trying to give you kind of an overview, how they do everything really. They do everything so amazing. They use rainwater to wash the pods. I mean, everything is done with such love, you would have to say, and care, and they really want to get the best products out there. That's why they're so world-renowned. And they are a wholesale distributor, so you can't buy directly from them. They have different distributors throughout the country, but I've seen it, Amazon, I believe, has their products, and also a company called Vitacost, Vitacost, Vitacost.com. So you can check. That's actually where I first found them, I should say that. I first saw them on the website, and then I actually contacted them and says, hey, you know, how would you like to send me some products, and I could do some videos and make some recipes with it. So that's kind of how I got to them. And then some more benefits of that I was not aware of. It's like, and then, you know, for each product, basically, they have similar benefits, but I'll show you all of them and then talk to you about them. And then the other follow-up videos, each video, I'll do something for each different product. So some of the benefits for carob that you might not be aware of. Let's see here. They have something that's very unique on their website. I've never heard about it. It's called D-Pinitol, which is in the carob pods, and it's a compound that's related to the family of inositols. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's commonly found in things like legumes, leafy vegetables, and citrus fruits. And what's the benefit? It has actually multifunctional properties they found. I guess they extract it from the actual pods, and they've actually tested their products there, and they show they have that. And it can be used for, you know, commercial use. They say it has properties including anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. So that's something very unique. They say also it can help with weight loss, reduce blood sugar, lower cholesterol levels, It also has something called hydroxyproline, which is an amino acid that's crucial to collagen production. So people who are normally don't eat animal products would be deficient in it, so it's a benefit for people who are vegan like myself. Also for digestive problems, like if you have problems with going to the bathroom, that's something I'll tell you about my background with that, or that you have your stools are too loose. Also for heartburn, intestinal inability to properly absorb certain nutrients from food, it helps with that. Also, it has something called tannins, and that's what helps to absorb the water and dry out if you're too loose, so to speak. Also, has antioxidants, polyphenols, which are very important, calcium, magnesium, potassium, small amounts of iron, protein, and phosphorus. And some other things I found out about it as well is that it's good for eye health because it's high in vitamin A, so it maintains healthy eye tissue, which is very important. Also has vitamin A, vitamin B2, B3, B6, copper, zinc, manganese, calcium, magnesium, selenium, and potassium. And then it says one thing about calcium, which I wasn't aware of. It has, in 2 tablespoons of carob, it has 8% calcium. That's a lot. And calcium is also needed for blood to clot properly, and I never was aware of that, and for the heart to beat regularly. So by taking 2 tablespoons of carob a day, you can help with that too. And carob has no known side effects, just so you know that as well. Also, I've heard it's good for vomiting for pregnancy. I mean, the list goes on and on. I've researched online on some sites and found this other information. Also strengthens bones to help prevent osteoporosis. That's because of the calcium. Also has something, also the mineral selenium, which is very important, and that regulates the thyroid, aids in production of DNA, and protects the body from infection. So that's all has properties in carob with those nutrients, and not in huge amounts, except for the calcium, which is a pretty good amount for 2 tablespoons. But that's like good information to know that carob has such benefit. Also because it's also some people have issues with chocolate. People these are chocoholics. I mean, I like chocolate too, but the benefit is if you don't want, it doesn't have the theobromine and it doesn't have caffeine. So carob is that, it doesn't alternate to chocolate. Some people do it. It's also good for diabetics, and I'm going to mention some of that information too as well. And then before I show you the products and then kind of go into each one a little bit, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my background with carob, and I'll show you actually on the, if you're stuck under a rock somewhere, I don't mean to say that in a mean way, but and never heard of carob. This is what carob looks like. This is from one of the packages of their carob powder. If you've never seen carob, that's what the carob looks like. They don't actually sell the whole carob. I asked for that, but they don't because of the danger that people bite into it and then could hurt their teeth or something. So that's what the pod looks like. That's a whole pod right there, just so you see. So as a kid growing up, we used to get carob, the actual carob. And in Yiddish, I'm Jewish, so in Yiddish we call it bukser. I think it's called, I forget what it's called in Hebrew, but we knew it as bukser. Because there's a holiday that's going to be coming up in the springtime called Tu B'Shvat. And I'm going to probably bring that up again because I'm going to use one of the products for that time, which is just the part, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, hold you in suspense. So what does that mean? It's not the word T-O, it's Hebrew letters. And it means the 15th of the month, of the Jewish month, Shvat. So what is that? It's the holiday for the trees. And so we usually have a new fruit, and actually carob is a fruit, bukser is a fruit. So I would have that in school. I think they gave it to us, and I just absolutely loved it. Not everyone maybe takes it. Some people think it's just this hard stick that is tasteless, but it's actually delicious. And I used to kind of gnaw at it, and then it would kind of soften up, and I'd eat it, and I just loved it. And then also as a kid, if we had issues with going to the bathroom, it's also good for that. My mother, what she would do, and I remember doing it myself, is grate an apple, so you could try this yourself, and put some carob powder on it, and it helped. It really works, and it's delicious. It's a nice little like snack to do that. So that's kind of my history with carob. So I've always had it as a kid. I haven't eaten the actual stick, as they would say, or the pod, in a long time. So I'm looking forward to something they have that is in kind of that format, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So now that I've given you all the background and some history of the company and some good information about the benefits, now I'm going to show you the products that they have. So they have 4 different products. First I'm going to show you what they have in the bags. So first we're going to start with their 2 carob powder products. One is their raw carob powder, or this is this one. And then to tell you a little bit about that one, and I have some information to share. So it's also gluten-free, dairy-free, if I didn't say that. It's Australian grown, of course, we know that. It's a, let's see, 7.5 ounce package. It's a resealable bag, which is great. And I think they say here to keep it in a cool, dry place, too. So what they do is they take the pod and they grind it up, or break it up into what they call kibble, and I have that, that's what I'm going to show you. And then they mill it into a fine powder form. And you could use it in just about, there's so many ways it could be used. They have a picture here for brownies. And it's also nut-free, if I didn't mention that. No additives, I mentioned that. I mentioned that it's organic. And some of the vitamin nutritional information on here as well. And what they say about the raw carob powder, if you can see, the color is much lighter because this is truly raw. They mill it at a low temperature, so it's not processed with heat. That's why it's also a lighter color. And they say it has a full-bodied, sweet, smooth, and malt taste. It's high in protein, rich in fiber. It has essential vitamins and minerals, as I mentioned some of them. It's good for just about anything you could think of. Baking, cooking, smoothies, no-bake recipes. You know, I have kind of a list I made because I'm trying to come up with ideas for recipes for myself to make them fun. Sauces, dressings, dips, spreads, cookies, breads, crackers, desserts, puddings, cakes. So it's like endless. It's like you could just continue. And they have recipes on their website too. 100% vegan, organic, raw. It has 0 dairy, 0 gluten, 0 caffeine, 0 theobromine, which it has in chocolate. And there's no sweeteners, no preservatives, nothing. Just, you know, so if you're a person who wants raw carob powder, then this would be the way to go. So that's that one. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. Just trying to get all the information here and not make the video too long. So next they have their roasted carob powder. Same kind of similar information, and this is the same packaging. It's just a darker color, if you could see. And then the difference is just it's darker. It's milled also very fine. And also they say, I don't know if they said that about the raw, but I know about the roasted. It ranks low in a low 15 in glycemic index. I guess that's an important number because it's low enough that it's also healthy for diabetics, because there's no sugar added. Even though it has some sweetness to it, it's not from sugar. So that's the roasted carob powder. Next, I have something that's kind of fun. It's what they call the pure raw carob kibble nibbles. So this is the actual carob pod in pieces, and they say it is, let's see, crunchy dried pod pieces. You can consume as a snack, and they don't use any heat again for processing in this. Low 15 in glycemic index, so it is raw. So this is the pieces that I would probably have on the holiday Tu B'Shvat, because it's actually carob, the actual carob pieces. So I could see where they where the seeds would have been in some of the pieces. So that's that. And it's also a 7.5 ounce package. And everything else is pretty much the same as far as nutritional information. I didn't mention calories. It says it's 35 calories for 1 tablespoon for this. For the powders, it's 30 for 1 tablespoon, I think, for both of them. No, 35 for the raw and 30 for the roasted. So not that much different. And then it's high in fiber, if I didn't say that. High in dietary fiber. It's 11% for 1 tablespoon. That's a lot. So that's why it's good for digestion and things like that. And also, it kind of fills you up, so people who are trying to lose weight, it's a good way. And then the final thing they have, which I'm super excited to try, that's so unique. I've never seen anyone else do this. And if they are, they're probably copycats from them, is a pure carob syrup. So that is really neat, and it looks like it's pretty thick. And I don't know how they do it, but they do everything in-house. It's their own processing. So that's really exciting. And the syrup, it says you can use it in just about anything, too, on your breakfast cereal, instead of sugar, for desserts, on your yogurt, in your hot or cold drinks, as a sweetener. And, you know, again, diabetics it's safe for, too, as well. Everything else is pretty much the same as the other information I mentioned in the other products. It's an 8.45 ounce bottle. And I don't know if it pours. I'm not going to open it now. It's going to be saved for when I do the videos. And then some other information on here. They do use water in it. So it's certified organic carob, which is 65%. And also water. So it said, like it says here, carob itself contains natural sugar, which is the only sweetening component, meaning they don't add sugar. So even though it says 20 grams of sugar for 2 tablespoons, it's not from sugar. It's from the carob itself that's naturally sweet. And it's because they said on the website that they use the pods, it actually creates this better sweetness than, they say the seeds are more bitter. And so in that case, too, the iron is actually 30% for 2 tablespoons because it's so concentrated. Calcium is 2%, not that much. And there's no fiber in here because you're not getting the actual, the pod, so there's no fiber. And let's see if there's anything else it says here. It says it's good for pancakes too, marinating, just about anything you can think of. So that's the syrup. So I'm really excited that I get to try all these products, and I thank the company for sending them to me. And I did, I think, mention everything I wanted to. Hopefully it wasn't too fast for you to get all the information. But I wanted to make sure you have an awareness of that it has so many benefits, and there's a lot that I haven't even mentioned. I just didn't have time to go through everything. So like I said, in the follow-up videos, I'm going to be taking each one and doing a different video. And I am going to try to incorporate some more savory ones, because carob lends itself to like sweeter type of recipes. It's just the way carob is. So I'm going to try to come up with some innovative ways, and also some simple things you could do with it that I might not. What I might do is, let's say do a recipe with a product, but then also mention other ideas you could use with it. Or, you could use a combination. You might use the powder and the syrup together in something. It just depends on what you're trying to do. And how you want to make something. So there's definitely infinite possibilities, and again, also the website has lots of great recipes too. So again, I'm going to show you the products that I am going to mention here that I talked about. We have the pure carob powder, the raw version, and then we have the pure carob powder, the roasted version, and then I also have the pure raw carob kibble nibbles. I like that name. Cute. And then finally have the pure carob syrup, and this is all from the Australian Carob Company, and I hope you'll check them out, check out their website, and I thank you for watching. It's the Rawesome Vegan Gal.